Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode, I'm going to be stealing a list from Jester the Food Digester. So if you don't know Jester, one of the best players in Moonbreaker at the moment, and they recently put out a video playing the Gardener Joe list. Now, I'm fully intending on watching the video, however, I wanted to just dive straight in and see what I can manage, and I'm going to be watching the video after the fact to see if I do any better than Jester did. I'll give you a sneak peek at the answer. It's probably no. I genuinely don't know at this point, but Jester's a better player than me. So if you're interested, go check out his YouTube channel. It's Jester the Food Digester for some competitive level Moonbreaker content, and he's a very regular streamer as well. So the list that we're going to be running with. The one thing I've noticed here, so we've got Deadeye as a 1-drop, we've also got Antios, which I don't often use as a unit. We've got Detonia here, Axel Pyro, we've got Broken Vengeance hiding back here, and Jailbreak, so a lot of 2-drops. So one of the things you'll find in higher tier lists at the moment, in my opinion, is a lot of cheaper units, because the more units you have on the battlefield, the more actions you get to take per turn, and the bigger effect it will have on your chance to win, because you've essentially just got more options. So there are some more powerful units that are more expensive, that are worthwhile, but that tends to be a good part of the meta at the moment. We've got Blindsider Esley, so Esley can be super fast, with Joe having 3 cinders worth of abilities that we can just use whenever we want. Yeah, we can plant a vine, fertilise soil whenever we need to. It's much easier to get Esley to that buffed point, and especially seeing as literally every unit apart from Jailbreak, Broken Vengeance, and then these two over here, Flurry and Rickety Backfire, have all got activated abilities as well. It should be fairly easy to spend that cinder. We've got Chuck and Coho. In this situation, I imagine is partly to keep things away from me, but partly to send things like Broken Vengeance, Flurry, and Rickety Backfire, or maybe Esley if he's not fast enough, into the enemy lines. Broken Vengeance, not so much, just in case you want to get that melee trigger on something, but Flurry to land and do an instant trigger is great, and Rickety isn't very fast, but it puts out a huge amount of damage. So, all in all, I have stolen this list completely, unashamedly so. I am more than happy to give props to Jester. I don't know if Jester created the list himself or if they got it from somewhere else, but it's something that I'm going to try. So, if you're enjoying this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon in the description down below. Anything you can do to support the channel is really appreciated. But for now, we're just going to hop in the game and see what we can get. It's a nice quick queue as well. I do just want to say a quick apology for the last couple of days. There's been a lot going on, one of which was this room, including a few others, having brand new doors, as you can see behind me, and it just made it pretty much impossible to record over the last couple of days. There's been a lot going on, and I'm very glad to be back and playing. So we're against Pugustus, who's a level 4 player. To me, that sounds like a 40k Nurgle player. There's something about Pugustus that sounds Nurgle. I think that would be a Death Guard player if ever I've seen one. I hope they have a paint scheme eventually to match. So they are going first. It's a challenge for us because we can't put any early pressure down with our captain. I mean, by any, I mean literally any. We don't have anything. We could move and maybe put a plant down, but the plant isn't going to do anything turn 1 anyway. And we're more likely to get value out of a Flourish as well. Hey! Got Minimus here, Foam Maximus, my single favourite model in the entire game. So because of our speed, we can't position safely very easily at all. So I actually think here we're just going to try and move out the way so that Astra doesn't get as good a chance to hit us, but Maximus is going to have to, basically. There's not much we can do about that. Now we could go for Antios and try and just move up and take it, but that relies on them being a little bit suboptimal with their placement. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually just going to place Broken Vengeance down fairly safely and then fertilise onto both of us here as well. That's because if they decide to go for Broken Vengeance, they just take the damage back. So there's not really anything they can do specifically with Maximus. So we've got ourselves fairly safe here. Maximus can put 4 damage onto us with Astra, but that's about... Oh wow, the Astra got the hit as well, so potentially you can actually get 6 damage onto us as well, which is pretty brutal. I actually think this is going to potentially be an issue. I mean, there is a world in which maybe we shouldn't have put Broken Vengeance as far up, but I think we... Oh, if they'd have missed that as well, we'd have been such a good spot. But yeah, so we can obviously move over here and get a hit, that's fine. They're not going to be able to deploy too many things. But if we get enough movement, I think a Jailbreak could be in order here. They'll potentially have enough damage to kill us, but if they position just out of our range with like a melee unit, we'll be able to chain it. So if they put like a Savria down or something like that, we'll be able to do our job there. It's their own Broken Vengeance. Okay, so this is an interesting one. I don't know where we go from here. I think we're in a little bit of trouble, to be completely honest, because we're already down on health. So what do we do? I mean, we can just go for the 100% hit here and just try and force them to move to get here. Can we get any further down to make it even harder? Yeah, this makes it even more difficult for Broken Vengeance. So let's just try that first. Take the relatively high chance of hit. Of course. We missed the 97%. So I think for us, we want to hide over here. We don't want to be involved in this any longer. That was a load of nonsense, and I don't like it very much at all. With 2 resources here, so I actually think both Antios and Deadeye are fairly useful here. So if we put Deadeye just back here, and then if we put Antios up here, so we're going to be just out of range of Broken Vengeance, but if they want to double activate into this, then they're going to be in trouble, because they're going to, well, they're not going to be in trouble, but they're going to sort of lose at least 3 or 4 health to do so. And we'll pop a Thornvine down. Where do we want the Thornvine? I think this direction's where we're trying to position anyway. So we're going to buff that up. In fact, we should have moved slightly closer. We should have positioned these onto us so that we could defend ourselves. Maximus is going to get 4 more damage. They're going to race us down very, very quickly here. So this is a perfectly fine chain for us. If they get that down to 1, and that's absolutely fine. Like, I was much more worried about them getting Antios and then potentially doing the same over here. That would have been a much bigger worry for me. Yeah, this is all fine. If they're going for Maximus twice, anything other than our captain here isn't that bad. Okay, so Max is taking that point, that's fine. They have refreshed Broken Vengeance, so what are they going to do? Yeah, I mean, they are just going to come... If that's all they do, then we are perfectly happy with that. What's their deployment going to be here? Are they just going aggressive onto us? Again, anything that we can do to minimise... Missing that 97 was actually pretty brutal. Like, it doesn't change the game yet, but who knows how much 3 damage on Maximus might change the game eventually. Now they're going to be on multiple objectives, and we're having to figure out how we deal with this. So I think one part of it is going to be figuring out how to avoid line of sight from these angles and clear things out in this direction. And I think that's going to be very important. Okay, so the interesting thing here is they've just given us a free pickup. We can just move out and just try and stay safe from the area, so we could even just go back here. In fact, can we get... Yeah, we can just go all the way back here and do it, or... Maybe we do just take the safer shot and just go from here, make sure Arya can't see us, and shoot Broken Vengeance down. Over here we can go and just give this a little pump. So we can move on to this objective and stay safe from Arya roughly. So if we just steal their Cinder here and put damage onto them, then this works. We can also just... So they don't have enough damage to double up over there. So what say we just come over here, plant a Thornvine onto Maximus, and actually just pop Jailbreak around here as well. So this gives us... We're still going to take some damage over here, but they can't deal with Jailbreak because Maximus is now trapped. Arya has to move to get over here and use Cinder most likely to get a decent shot off, and Antios can apply some pressure. And I feel like we're starting to come back into this, although I definitely feel like we're on the back foot compared to our opponent here. I really feel like, more than anything, Arya needs to put some damage over here. If Maximus just goes for this, that's absolutely fine. We're just going to deal with it slowly and surely, but we can just move pressure onto their... Yep, so here's where their Cinder spend goes. So they put us down lower. And what we can do is, depending on if they move or not, it depends what we can do as well. This is also interesting because they have to choose what their target is. They hit the Vine that doesn't do much, or they hit Jailbreak that hits them back. I'm kind of okay with this. A lot of this depends where they move Astra. If they move Astra somewhere very safe, we're just going to try and do anything useful we can with Antios. for instance, Stitchy, we will absolutely try and deal with Stitchy if we can. That, however, means that we can just put pressure down somewhere at least. Do we have anything? We don't have enough to kill Stitchy. Yeah, that is all fine. And they're gonna they might as well make that choice. Yeah. So we can actually move up here and block their route off. So I think we just have to go for this and just leave Maximus really and just put another plant around him maybe. So if we just go, we'll take this shot first. Astra can no longer hop over the wall, so we just want to be a little bit hidden. Oh. Oh no. I thought we'd put him... I'm so bad at this game sometimes. I can be in base to base with both, but I'm not going to hit both. So Beatrice can hit that no matter what, so let's just make it if Beatrice hits us, she has to hit themselves as well. I cannot believe that I put myself just out of range there. That's very frustrating, but... Wait, did I also just not shoot? I did shoot. Yeah. So now we want to just put damage out over here. They've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, so they might not have enough. Axel Pyro could be great here. So let's start competing on that front. Let's get Zhou out here. We're going to send Deadeye over here to contest this. We're going to deploy a Thornvine down. Let's just pop it here for Beatrice. And honestly, I think actually if we're really quick, Rickety over here. And we might as well go to Tonia back here. There we go. So this wasn't ideal. We didn't put our what's it called? Nourish down. But yeah, I mean that was slightly a mistake. But if they can't kill Jailbreak, then we've probably got enough damage to try and kill them next turn. So this is fine. So that puts them down to 9. They've got 17 there. We've potentially got 10 over here. Yep, that's all fine. They can shoot over here. Oh no, they can't get there from where they stood. Okay, so they are just going for this approach. I think if we get the explosion, we're very likely to win. The question is, how do we deal the most damage as possible? Yeah, so I mean, this could move over here, refresh, attack again, put us down to 4. That's fine. But can they stop us actually out-damaging them over a couple of turns? The Nourish, I think, was a big deal, because if they move block well, or like if they managed to get something in here or and something there, we probably couldn't chance getting the 10 damage onto their captain. So that's actually quite a big deal. What we're going to be doing next turn is trying to block Beatrice in place with a Thornvine maybe the other side of her. And so like moving back this way, and then moving Jailbreak over back onto Maximus. Okay, what have they got here? Like, I think we've got enough resources. Yeah, we've got, what, potentially 10 and 12. Ooh, a switchback. That's actually very interesting. So, Astra's movement, again, doesn't get her over the wall, so we just want to stand ourselves in a place where we potentially hit 3 of their units. And so that works. We'll hit Jailbreak out first. And to be completely honest, I think Jailbreak's just going to run away to go for additional value over the turn. And we're just going to go for this explosion first. At the moment we do hit Zhou though, so let's just fertilise here afterwards. So we're going to move back slightly first. Move back to here, I believe. We'll just go further back actually. We'll take this. Can we deal the 10? If we can deal the 10, we're in a very good spot. We do get the 10, so we'll just Ozos ourselves. See if we get anywhere with 100. Can we get any 100% anywhere? 77, 81. We'll go for 81. Perfect, and we'll lob an explosive for the win. There we go. I don't think I played that the best, I'll be completely honest. It wasn't my perfect game. It was a little bit short of that. Like, there was a lot of things where I wasn't sure what I was doing, but I feel like the list has potential. I think not knowing what to do in the early game is a big thing about how I played that. You know, I wasn't quite sure how to position, what turn order can come out. I started thinking actually maybe I do just need to put damage out, but I wasn't certain between Rickety and Ed Blindside or Esley. I'm not sure Broken Vengeance was quite right, because we did take a lot of damage to the face, but then again that's damage that didn't go on our units. We've also leveled up Jailbreak, which is nice. Oh, hang on, he's level 3. He's only level 3, so that means we've actually just unlocked a Jailbreak portrait as well. Awesome. And Gardener Joe is nearly at mastery level 1. Yeah, you can tell I've not played much Joe yet. Let's have a look at there. So Bulwark isn't always an interesting choice. I think they had a lot of power here. Tipu's a really fun unit, but I think I had a lot to learn there. So well played, Pagustus. Great game. I do think I was actually on the back foot for quite a bit of that. Oh no, we've already got the jailbreak portrait. Okay, maybe not. Either way, if you've enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join us on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is really appreciated. As you can tell, I've got new doors to pay for, so go give us a shout over on Patreon. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.